Greetings and felicitations, children of technology. It is that time of year again where we gather to celebrate the Night of Evil, All Hallows Eve. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? If so, join me on a journey to create and showcase the horrors found within us all.
Okay. Thanks for your patience. I needed to get that out. Welcome back to Sculptable, where we're guilty of making skulls and other creepy shit. Last year, I took on a pretty epic build. I built that Grim Reaper, riding the skeleton horse that was reared back on its hind legs. That mofo was over 9 feet tall. Took me a month and a half to build. I had almost $700 in materials invested in it. I don't have the time, nor energy, nor emotional allowance to take on a project of that magnitude again. But just because I'm dialing it back doesn't mean I'm going to dumb it down. In fact, I've got a pretty cool idea that I'm really excited to get started on. Since we are honoring the Night of Evil, I thought it'd be very appropriate to actually showcase the man, the myth, the legend, the Prince of Darkness himself, our good friend, Satan, aka the Antichrist, aka Lucifer, aka Beelzebub, also known as Mephistopheles. The version that I'm going to build is actually modeled after what the Knights Templar call Baphomets. And this image first was seen in 1856 in the book by French occultist Eliphas Levi, Transcendental Magic, Its Doctrine and Ritual. What I like about this particular image is it's got really all the classic devil notes. The goat head, the horns, the hooves, the wings. But anyway, I think this is going to be a really cool build. I'm excited to get going on this. I'm gonna start like I do every year with just garbage that I get from the store. This particular skull I got from Walmart this year. Same price as the Target ones, $40. It's not as good as the Target ones, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna maul it anyways. Like this skull doesn't turn. I think the quality is a little less, even though the price is the same, but no matter. I'm gonna add to it. I found this goat skull at Spirits, and I found this boar skull there as well. I got this one because it has the bottom jaw, so I'll probably take this off and meld these together and work my magic with all this shit as the basis. As always, I'm going to make it up on the fly. I'm gonna try to stay as true to the image as possible in the sense that like this Baphomet is seen seated, and I'm gonna try to do the same thing, and I'm gonna build them up on something. Will it be a mountain? Will it be pedestal? Will it be a pile of skulls? I don't know. It's about the journey, not the destination. So I'm gonna let it just come to me as we start going on it. So I think the first thing I've got to do to kick this off is to probably try to get it seated and cross-legged, and I'm gonna have to unscrew some legs and do some gluing and get it, started. I'll probably have to reinforce it with some support, blah, 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 but let's just get this project going and see where it takes us. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are too. Let the show begin. Peace. Okay, first thing I'm going to need to do is get this sucker permanently affixed in the seated position. Cheers, by the way. Happy Saturday night. In order to do that, I had to take some screws out of the bones here, and I'm going to glue these sockets together. That sucker is gonna have to sit overnight. I do want to get the arms positioned as in the original illustration. They're pointing up and down, which indicates as above, so below. So essentially what that is supposed to interpret is that whatever happens on a higher realm happens also on a lower realm. One interpretation is, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. My interpretation of it is probably more to do with ancient aliens, but that's another YouTube video. But essentially what I'd like to do is honor that, that vision in the original illustration. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to keep these hands up. What can I use to tie it back? What do I have here? What do I have here? Let's root around. Some bungee cords, maybe. I gotta set it and forget it. Come back tomorrow for this. Liquid nails takes like 24 hours to cure. I don't know what the significance of the fingers up like this is, but it looks cool, so we're just gonna do it. Yeah, I think that looks good right there, just like that. Perfect. Little slide over here. Let's lock this arm position in place here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, so this bad boy has to sit for the night and cure, so there's not much really more I can do with this. But what I can do, I think, is start to frame out the wings a little bit. We're gonna come up and down, and I bought some 1/2-inch PVC, so we'll come up and down. We'll figure that out. So I might start taking some measurements and figuring that fucker out. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's come up 17. All right, so I'm gonna measure out a 17-inch spike, and then I'm gonna heat bend it down because there's no PVC that comes down at like a 30-degree angle. 45 is the closest, might even be smaller than that. So I'll heat it and bend it. And then the wing is pretty long, so we're gonna get it to a point where it's gonna have to go down past the table. But what I've done is I've got it propped up on this this base and this pole. This is actually from one of the displays from my company. What I do when I'm not making skulls and skeletons and creepy shit, I own a company that designs and manufactures displays for the wine and spirits industry. Prometheus Retail Solutions, prometheusretail.com, check it out. I repurpose these things all the time, which is awesome that I have them. And this is perfect because it gives me the back support that I need and a little bit of a base that I can sit on. So once I build the wings, I'm gonna have to pull it back to the back of the table so the wings go down past the table. So let's start with the 17-inch spike, and then we'll melt down. All right, so I noticed that my camera was askew. I must have hit the camera pole with the PVC pipe and shot the last 10 minutes or so out of frame. But net, what I've done is just made some heat bends in the PVC to shape the wing. I might have made this wing too big. So, it's gonna go up and come back down. I can't really tell until I bolt it all in. But I think we got pretty good shape. I like the shape for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's too big. Yeah, that feels pretty good to me, I think. That's it. I think that's going to be the angle. And, when we pull that head off, put the goat's horn on here. Maybe I straighten these out, I don't know yet. So fucking cool. Oh, I'm a total fucking lunatic. Let's bend the other wing, might as well, right? All right, well, I think we're good for this evening. We'll let this guy dry. We'll come back tomorrow. The next steps, I'm going to start working on the skull. I'm going to get some fabric to wrap the wings. We're going to mount them, obviously. Then we'll see about adding some flesh to Baphomet here. I don't know if I'm going to keep it more of a skeleton. I don't know if I'm going to beef it up yet. So more to come, but I think that's a pretty good start for really the first night that I started this build. So later. Good morning, team. It's insomnia o'clock in the morning, and I've got to get moving on this project. I've admittedly been really far behind schedule this year. One, because life has been totally fucking batshit crazy for the past 12 months. And two, there's just sort of this impending doom about this project. Like, I'm not gonna lie, these builds, my art, it becomes like a responsibility that sometimes is a lot of pressure on me. I love to do this, but I feel like I have to do it. And sometimes life just doesn't dictate that you can just do art whenever the fuck you want. You know, you've got work responsibilities and kid responsibilities and, you know, on and on and on. And I don't know, you know, there's this sort of weird love-hate relationship with this. In any case, I'm down here. I guess that's the love part. I've got to get moving. The wings are out at the tailor. I bought some fabric to wrap them, and I took it to the dry cleaner to stretch it around and sew it, because I don't have a sewing machine to do that. So we'll see that. I'll pick that up tomorrow, actually. So I'm gonna corpse this. I'm gonna work on the skull. I think we'll do the skull this morning. So let's take this motherfucker off. Looks like that's screwed in. Oh, I could have just done that. Okay. I do have a tendency to make things like way fucking harder than they need to be. It's getting hot in here. I gotta open up the garage door. Yeah, I kind of like what this is looking like. I think for the paint job on this, I'm gonna do more of a traditional like red devil tone instead of my corpsed out skeletons. I think I am gonna flesh them out, but I should probably do a base layer undertone of black so that I can get the shadow and get this bone out of here. And maybe I'll do that now, because really the next step would be to flesh this up, and it'll be easier if it's black already before I put the garbage bags on it. Yeah, maybe we need to corpse it up. All right. I feel pretty good with that progress for this morning. Well, this is my son Jacob, Junior Skull Master and Monster Maker, and we just painted Baphomet together. We tried spray painting for the first time.
And it didn't work?
And it didn't work because the red wasn't showing up on the black, so we switched to acrylic and brushed it on. And it was a really cute video, I promise, and then it didn't record it. So we lost all that footage, never to be seen again. But that's okay. We had a good time doing it, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna do the wings.
Right, the dry cleaner has the wings, so we'll go and get them. Remember, we had the PVC frame that I took to her to wrap in fabric and sew it on for us. So we'll let this paint dry. This paint was basically 3 colors, black, red, and a dark titanium white that I used for some, bone highlights, stuff like that. So more to come. What are you holding it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that looks pretty good, I think. We got the dry cleaner to sew the fabric around the wings. It didn't fit through the sewing machine, so she hand stitched it, which is what I was trying to avoid. So she charged me $40 for it. So I think it came out pretty cool. Now we're just gonna figure out a way to attach this bad boy. Because I put a pipe right down the middle, which actually intersects with the crossbar that I have on here, so it's a little bit of an obstacle to overcome, but could potentially solve the whole thing with some zip ties. So maybe I'll do that. Got my hands deep up in his guts. Okay.
Hands and guts.
Hands and guts, hands and guts.
Yeah.
And then let's put a little rip there. There we go. That sucker is strong
And awesome.
and awesome. That looks really good. I am very, very pleased with that.
Awesome.
I'm curious to see if this spray paint will adhere to the fabric.
Ooh, can I try stripping on the fabric? Does it work? No.
It doesn't, does it?
Then we have to paint.
So I'm gonna paint it first, okay?
Okay. You're gonna need a lot.
Well, let's see if this even works.
It works.
Okay, so what I want to do, Jacob, is just paint down the frame here, just in a line, okay? So be careful. Do you want to finish this one right on top?
Yeah.
Like this, just go right on the top, all the way down the edge. Just see this round part? All the way down to the bottom, okay?
But what if we get?
Don't get on it. Be very careful that you don't get on the inside. Okay? It's all right.
But what if it accidentally does?
We'll make sure that it doesn't accidentally happen. Paint the frame, and then we'll see if that's enough. Like, do I need to put, And I think this looks really cool. And it's really simple, like totally down and dirty. Like,
Whee! I'm gonna take a rest.
you gonna take a rest? Okay.
Just sit down.
Okay, we're gonna let it dry, and then we'll take it outside and see how it looks out in the light, out in the yard.
I think it's the second best. It's the Grim Reaper, then that, and then the King and the Queen.
Right, right. I really like how it came out. Let's take it outside, set it up, and then see what we've got to do to make the pedestal, and any other edits that we're gonna need to do. So we're certainly not done, but we're getting very close. Pretty big deal. I have this old, like, I think this is like an old telephone box. Telecommunications, like the cable for telephone, like old school landlines. For some reason, I have like the neighborhood junction box on my front yard, which I fucking hate. It's an eyesore. I've attempted to cover it in past years unsuccessfully. So I thought that I would put this on that to sort of hide it and maybe build some sort of mound. I thought that I had to put a pedestal to level it out, but it actually doesn't look too bad as is. So maybe I just need some cloth to cover that up. I'm gonna take a step back and take a look at it. Yeah, I don't know what kind of fabric I gotta put on here. Brown or green or something to make it look like a more natural material, but what I can tell you is I don't actually like the stark wings. I think I have to go in and paint more detail on them, actually paint the feathers on it. It looks too fake to me. So I thought it looked cool in the garage. Out here, not so cool.
Daddy,
What?
I think we should add stripes on the wings.
I do too.
Like, just put stripes down here. On the wings.
Yeah, so now that I look at it outside, I think Jacob's right. We need to add some stripes, some feathers to the wings. Okay, I think that's good for now. I might keep tweaking it, but I think really, visually, I'm having a hard time grasping the whole thing because of the fucking ugly box that it's sitting on. So I'm just gonna go get, I think, a brown cloth and tarp it up over it, and we'll see how that looks. But I thought I was gonna have to build a pedestal to level it out, but I'm actually pretty pleased with how sort of level it's sitting, so it's working. I think it'll be a much cleaner and simpler solve for me then, which is good.
I can go get my actual shoes on.
Yeah, get your actual shoes on instead of mine. Okay, so we got some fabric from Hobby Lobby, and we're gonna cover the that phone box so that it's not an ugly green. And I bought brown because obviously it's like earth colored, and it was on clearance, and it was also big enough to cover the entire thing. I've got a big pile of dirt because I've done some yard work, and I've got it in my compost.
We will.
So I'm gonna spray this with some adhesive and put the dirt on it, and maybe that'll give it more of like a mound of dirt look, you know? I don't know, we'll see. Like a little bit. Better than nothing. All right, will it look like a pile of dirt? Probably not. Will it look better than this green box? And since all my grass is dead anyways, it sort of blends in, right? That actually almost looks sort of intentional. All right, let me live with it for a night and see what comes to me. Like, it's cool. I'm not totally fucking blown away though. Okay, kids, I figured out what I didn't like about this piece yesterday. It wasn't the cloth, it wasn't the skulls. It was actually the way that I had painted the stripes on the wing. Like I was trying to replicate feathers, and I realized that anatomically it was incorrect. Kind of like when you see somebody with plastic surgery and you're like, what's fucking wrong with them? And you can't really pinpoint it. I figured it out. The wings have a rigid outer structure, and there's only 2 points where there would be spines, here and here. I had them going all through the entire wing. It just wouldn't have made sense. The lines wouldn't have come down and then have another rigid line at the bottom. You'd only have one here, sort of like it would be a unique wing. I don't think it would actually work, but this to me just feels better, looks better anatomically. So I came out by flashlight last night and I fixed it in the dark, and now I'm just gonna go in and put a little bit more finite detail into it, and then I think we'll call this a wrap. You know, when I look at this, I could sit here and detail these wings for hours. You know, at some point, you have to know when to walk away from your art. Is this good enough for Halloween decor? Yeah. Is it fucking badass and unique? Yeah. You're not gonna see this anywhere else. Anybody else's yard. I am very confident in that. So all things considered, I think came out pretty good. It was a really challenging year for me, so the fact that I'm even here with a completed piece this year is an astronomical fucking accomplishment, no joke. As always, I appreciate you guys coming out and hanging with me. Check out more cool shit at sculpable.com and at Sculpable on Instagram, SKULLPABL. Until I see you next time, peace.